Hey guys, welcome back to Fighters channel. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's hotly anticipated fight is being pushed back from its July 20 date due to the former heavyweight champion's recent eye flare-up, promoters said on Friday. Medical professionals recommended Tyson, 57, does minimal light training over the next few weeks as he recovers before returning to full training with no limitations, Paul's most valuable promotion said in a statement. The fight between the Americans will be rescheduled for later this year at the same venue, the 80,000 seats AT&T Stadium in Arlington, home of the Dallas Cowboys. I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time, Tyson said in a statement. Unfortunately, due to my eye flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lie down my training for weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since 19th, and I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and I can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. Jake Paul reacts to his clash while Mike Tyson continues to threaten him following fight postponement. The fight is expected to get rescheduled for later this year. When reports came out that Mike Tyson had an eye flare-up on flight earlier this week, his team came out to dispel any fears about it affecting him for the upcoming bout against Jake Paul. They claimed he was doing great. That might be the case, but it's apparently enough of an issue to force Netflix into postponing the fight, which was announced on Friday. The event will supposedly be rescheduled for a date later this year, although many just want it to be cancelled. Tyson doesn't seem to want it at all, though. Mike Tyson's cold message for Jake Paul after fight gets postponement. In the aftermath of the news dropping, Paul took to social media to address the decision and was very understanding and conscious of Tyson's health coming first and foremost. Paul called the news devastating due to all of the undercard fights being delayed as well. Then he reiterated the message Tyson sent to him. This may have bought you some time, but in the end you will still be knocked out. Paul was surprisingly classy with his response to the situation, as was Tyson for the most part. The two seemed to have mutual respect for each other, but Tyson still really wants to fight him. Mike Tyson already had scores of fans and followers worried 20 years after he retired from professional boxing. The living legend will return to the ring on July 20th. He will face Jake Paul. However, Iron Mike will be 58 when he faces the 27-year-old at the AT&T Stadium. Now, a mid-air health-related emergency has only added to those concerns over his vulnerability. Amidst concerns over the fate of the fight, both Tyson and Paul have insisted that the match will continue as planned. One of the developments arising out of the latest incident has been criticism of Jake Paul. From across several concerns, the YouTuber-turned boxer is being blasted, especially over the way he has been picking up his fights against opponents way out of the prime. It doesn't mean there is a dearth of support for him. Probably it might be surprising even to Paul's ears. 3 years after his elder for him, and then following their own unsettling encounter, Floyd Mayweather Jr. seemingly came out in support of the problem child. The undefeated former champ was in an interview, and this is what he said when asked about Jake Paul's boxing credentials. So as the show neared its end, Mayweather Jr. shared his thoughts on a potential rematch with Logan Paul. Treasurer State Baby Wilson, the host at It Is What It Is, then inquired about Jake Paul. The younger Paul brother has a match lined up against Mike Tyson in July, so she wanted to know what the world champion thought to find at the real boxing. She felt that the most of the followers still seemed confused about whether to label Jake Paul a YouTube boxer or a real boxer. How do you feel like you get out of that bubble to make somebody a real boxer? Wilson asked. The money replied. I mean, whatever he's doing is, kind of cool if he can continue to steal money and they match him the way they match him. I can't knock his hustle. So if they can match him the way they hardly have been matching him, more power to him. Now that might have come as a shocker to many fans. Last year, after an NBA game in Miami, Jake Paul came across Floyd Mayweather Jr. and outrage. Soon, the two sides started exchanging words. Completely concerned, Jake Paul was forced to find a way out. Clips show him running away from the confrontation, which went viral subsequently. It's a different matter. Paul later claimed that the whole incident was nothing but a publicity gimmick. However, other prominent voices haven't been so discerning while judging Jake Paul and his boxing career. Probably the debate over Jake Paul's legacy will continue for a long time. The argument over his facing opponents, who are often semi-retired and much older, would have many takers. However, it cannot be denied either that Jake Paul has been one of the biggest draws of recent times, more than what some of the professional champions could manage. He has managed to pull crowds back to arenas. Do you agree with what Floyd Mayweather Jr. said about Jake Paul? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Jake Paul's a surprising message for Mike Tyson following his medical emergency. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are set to fight in a professional boxing match at AT&T Stadium on July 20. But as the date of the bout gets closer, doubts are beginning to settle in as to whether one of the boxers will be able to perform at the expected level. The 57-year-old Tyson's recent medical emergency aboard an aircraft has renewed calls for him to stand down from fighting the 27-year-old Paul. Iron Mike Toth has insisted that the fight will go ahead as planned, and Paul has now responded on social media to a provocation from the former heavyweight champion. Paul 3-word message for Tyson. Tyson took to social media, as he did, to confirm he would not withdraw from the July 20th showdown with Jake Paul in Arlington. Tyson took some fans by surprise by saying he would not even need to be at 100% to take down Jake Paul. Those 10 matches of experience pale in comparison to Tyson's 58 total fights. Paul has opted to see the humor in the situation in so much as it exists rather than responding angrily to Tyson's needling. The problem child chose an arguably more savage road in response. He sent just 3 words in response, taking the higher ground by saying, "Hey, that's mean." The message reinforces Paul's confidence ahead of the highly anticipated fight, which will be streamed live on Netflix and go on both boxers' records. Titanium Jake may not have Tyson's experience or resume, but his comparatively youthful energy and resistance to being wound up could serve him well should the bout go ahead as planned. Mike Tyson vs Jake Paul fight still on this medical scare. Coming out of retirement, Iron Mike is set to take on Jake Paul in July. Mike Tyson says he is still ready and fit to take on Jake Paul following a mid-flight medical scare. The 57-year-old boxer insists he is 100% after feeling ill on a recent flight, forcing airline staff to ask passengers if there was a doctor on board. Daily Mail UK reports that paramedics later boarded the plane to treat Tyson after it touched down in Los Angeles. News of the incident prompted doubt that the fight scheduled for 20 July will go ahead. Quickly taking on social media, Tyson dispelled any rumors. Now feeling 100%, even though I don't need to be Jake Paul, he said. Thanks for watching guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.